Hello buddy, it's Guy here, and a new Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 teaser image dropped on Mob's Entertainment Twitter account, showing off some hints to what we could expect in the coming months, and what to expect when the chapter drops later this year. So if you look at the image on the monitor, there are a few key points of interest. At the top, we can see some sort of old-timey Playtime Co. logo, probably used back when the factory was still up and going. In the middle of the monitor, there is a Playtime Co. logo that we saw in Chapter 2. Next, we can see there are a few things on the screen. There's 5 different icons, one that says My Computer, one that says CCTV Network, which seems to be some sort of surveillance app that could be what we were watching on the website when the Chapter 2 ARG and Project Playtime ARG with Roll and Throw was going on. We also have a recycling bin, command prompt, and a file explorer type app that would be on most Windows computers. And if you look at the top of the screen, you can see something like Morse code. And as the making of this video, no one has been able to crack the code quite yet. And if you look at the bottom right corner, you can see a time, 7:18, which some people speculated was a time something was coming out, but obviously the time passed and nothing came out. My assumption is it is a date, July 19th. In Project Playtime, there was a few dates out there. As well, on a poster of Daddy Longlegs showing off June 20th, which was the release of the new and improved Chapter 1. And then there was July 15th, which hints at something coming on that date. And there was even a June 27th date on a sticky note in the theater map. That obviously brought us the image. It definitely seems like something big is coming with these dates coming up, but we'll have to wait and see. Now if we take the image and brighten it up, you can see a few things. First, it seems that the gas we saw in the Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 teaser trailer is surrounding the monitor, and from what it looks like, it is rushing down from the ceiling. And if you guys haven't picked up yet, the gas has a huge part to do with the third chapter. Another thing to notice is that in the top right corner, it seems to be showing a number 3, obviously stating that this is related to Chapter 3. And if we take a look at the left side, there seems to be a phase. Now this can be a couple of things. Most people are saying it could be a hint to Huggy Wuggy returning, which, although I believe that he is returning, I don't believe that it is him. Other people think that it might be Bonzo or Kissy Missy, but what if it isn't? I believe that it might be a hallucination. My theory is that the gas has multiple purposes. I think not only does it put the children to sleep in the play care, where Chapter 3 takes place, I also think it might give off hallucinations, maybe to the workers and the children to distract them so they don't tell the world about what they are doing inside the factory. The hallucinations could also help the main antagonist be able to catch you or keep you distracted enough to forget about what you were doing in the play care. Now obviously this teaser image doesn't give us a lot of details on what Chapter 3 will exactly be about, but it does give us a nice tease on what we could expect. Obviously the Poppy gas has like a big important role in this chapter. Now I do think that we are going to have some returning faces like Huggy Wuggy and maybe even Braun. I know a lot of people want Braun to show up in this chapter, and I do too. I think that Braun will show up at some point, maybe later in the chapter or something like that, because we know in Chapter 2 we did see him as a statue, so it would make sense that they finally have him show up as either an antagonist or a protagonist or something to that nature. Because keep in mind, in this game, like most indie games give us like a secondary protagonist. Well, in this game, for some odd reason, we don't have a secondary protagonist. So what if we did? What if maybe Braun actually is a good person? Because if we look closely at the Braun VHS that was released a couple months ago, is that Braun seems to be very scared. Now obviously it is only an employee at Playtime Co. But what if he is actually, maybe all the Brauns are actually good, and we just don't know it yet because all of the monsters or toys we have seen have been trying to kill us. Now we have had Kissy Missy show up and kind of assist us in the tunnels right after the Wacka Wuggy game, but at the same time, we don't really know her motives. She shows up for a small part, making it feel like it's going to be Huggy Wuggy. In fact, it doesn't end up being Huggy Wuggy. She ends up being someone that actually helps us get through that area. Now, I do think that we are going to get some more good protagonists, whether they be toys or maybe another scientist that shows up. I'm really hoping that we get Braun. Braun is honestly probably the best case to give us another good protagonist, and I do think we're going to actually see more of Experiment 1006. He's going to show up at some point, probably in the middle of the chapter or the end of the chapter like he did with Chapter 2. My guess is that he's going to have a lot more hints during that chapter, so we'll be able to see a lot more of him, and we're probably going to see a lot of different things. It seems Chapter 3 is finally getting some promotional pieces, and I will be following this new ARG very closely, and will be doing a full playthrough of the chapter when it launches later this year. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on post notifications so you never have to miss another Poppy Playtime video again. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.